You know that person you're seeing but not really dating? The one who texts you good morning but won't call you their partner? Welcome to the situationship era, where we have all the anxiety of a relationship with none of the security. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. We've created a generation of people who act like couples on Saturday night, but strangers on Sunday morning. Dating apps didn't just change how we meet. They changed what we expect. Think about it. You match, you chat, you meet, you connect. And then you float. You exist in this undefined space where you're more than friends but less than partners. You get relationship benefits at clearance prices, except you're the one paying full emotional cost. This matters because ambiguity isn't just confusing. It's literally rewiring how you understand love. When undefined becomes your default, clarity starts feeling like pressure. Funny how the scariest 3 words used to be "I love you." Now it's define the relationship. Chapter 1. Anatomy of Ambiguity. So what exactly is a situationship? It's not friends with benefits. That has rules. It's not casual dating. That has direction. A situationship is emotional purgatory with good chemistry. Here's what makes it different. You have emotional intimacy without emotional responsibility, physical connection without future planning, deep conversations at 2 a.m. but shallow commitments at 2 p.m. You're basically auditioning for a role they haven't decided to cast yet. The anatomy always looks the same. Intense beginning, undefined middle, ambiguous forever. You meet their needs when convenient. They meet yours when available. Nobody asks hard questions because everyone's afraid of the answers. Watch the patterns. They're affectionate when convenient, distant when it matters. Available for late-night talks but not for life events. They know your surface but not your soul. This structure serves a purpose. Maximum benefit with minimum investment. But here's the plot twist. You're not in the same situationship. You think you're building something together, while they're just passing time. Chapter 2. The emotional roller coaster. Let's talk about what this actually feels like, because your friends don't get it. They think you're being dramatic. One day, you're floating on air because they called you baby. The next day, you're analyzing why they took 3 hours to text back. You become a detective in your own love life. Screenshot conversations, analyze emoji choices, decode their Instagram stories. The highs are incredible. When they're present, they're really present. The chemistry is undeniable. The connection feels special. But the lows? The lows have you questioning your entire worth. You know what's actually happening? You're addicted to potential, to maybe, to what if. Every good moment feels like proof it could work. Every bad moment you explain away. The cruelest part. You start believing you're asking for too much, when all you want is to know where you stand. That's not needy. That's human. Chapter 3. Digital Age Dating Mess. 20 years ago, you met someone, you dated, you decided. Now, people maintain talking stages longer than most engagements used to last. Dating apps turned romance into online shopping. Swipe, match, chat, ghost, repeat. We're treating humans like Amazon purchases. Free returns, no commitment necessary. The rules keep changing, and nobody sent the memo. Exclusive but not official? Dating but not together? Together but not public? We've created more relationship categories than Netflix. Social media made everything worse. You're not just dating them. You're dating their online persona, their follower count, their story views. We're performing intimacy instead of experiencing it. Remember when It's Complicated was just a Facebook status? Now it's everyone's entire dating life. Chapter 4. The Power Game. Let's be honest about power. Someone always has more of it, and if you're confused about who, it's not you. They text when they want. You respond immediately. They make plans last minute. You cancel everything. They keep options open. You close yours hoping they'll notice. Watch how the power shows up. You're always available, but they're always busy. You remember everything they say, but they forget your birthday. You're writing paragraphs. They're sending thumbs up emojis. But here's what nobody admits. They know they have the power. Acting confused is just easier than being honest. Confusion keeps you hoping without them promising anything. The ultimate power move. They've got you feeling lucky for the bare minimum. You're celebrating crumbs like they're a 5-course meal. Chapter 5. The hidden costs. You're paying a price you can't see, and the bill is adding up. Every night you wait for them to text, that's time you're not investing in yourself. Every date you turn down, hoping they'll want to hang out. Every person you don't meet because you're technically single, but emotionally taken. You're putting your life on layaway for someone who won't even commit to dinner plans. Your friends are tired of hearing about it. They've stopped asking how things are going. You've stopped being honest about how much it hurts. You're isolated in your own confusion. The anxiety is exhausting. Checking your phone constantly, reading into every message, wondering what they're doing, who they're with. You're emotionally exhausted from a relationship that doesn't even exist. Here's the real cost. You're learning that love means uncertainty. That connection requires confusion. You're training yourself to accept less than you deserve. Want to level up your people skills? Join our YouTube membership for early access to scripts, input on future topics, and connection with a community that gets the social struggle. Click join below and let's master human interaction together. Chapter 6. Why we stay stuck. Some people live in situationships like they're permanent addresses. Same story, different person, identical disappointment. Maybe love always felt uncertain growing up. Maybe you learned that you had to earn affection, work for attention, prove your worth. So this feels familiar, comfortable, even when it hurts. We stay because leaving feels like failing, like we couldn't make it work, like we weren't enough. But you can't fail at something that was never defined. We stay because hope is a powerful drug. Maybe tomorrow they'll be ready. Maybe next month. Maybe after they finish this project, this semester, this year. Maybe. The truth nobody wants to hear? We stay because being chosen sometimes feels better than being alone, even when we're not really being chosen at all. Chapter 7. The breaking point. Everyone has a moment when enough becomes enough. It's usually quieter than you'd expect. It's not a big fight or dramatic exit. It's a Tuesday morning when they cancel again and you realize you're not even disappointed anymore. You're just tired. Something shifts. The anxiety stops. The checking your phone stops. The hoping stops. Your body gives up before your heart does. You'll know you've hit it when their name doesn't make your stomach flip, when their text doesn't interrupt your whole day, when their attention doesn't feel like winning anymore. It just feels empty. This is the beautiful moment, when you realize you deserve more than maybes, when your self-respect becomes louder than your loneliness, when walking away feels like freedom, not failure. Chapter 8. Grieving what never was. You're heartbroken over something that never officially existed. And nobody understands why you can't just get over it. How do you mourn a relationship that wasn't a relationship? There's no breakup because there was no commitment, no anniversary to avoid, no official story to tell. You're grieving a ghost. Your friends minimize it, but you weren't even together. At least you weren't married. It was only a few months. You feel stupid for being this hurt, over something you were never allowed to call yours. But your pain is real. You're grieving the good morning texts that stopped, the future plans that won't happen, the inside jokes that nobody else will understand. The version of them that only existed with you. They move on like nothing happened, because for them, maybe nothing did. You were the only one in the relationship, grieving alone the entire time. Chapter 9. Your 3 choices. Every situationship has only 3 exits. Define it. Accept it. Leave it. Everything else is just waiting in limbo. Option 1, have the conversation. Not hints, not suggestions, not, I was wondering. I need to know what this is. Yes, it's scary. But living in confusion is scarier. Option 2, accept the situation as is, not what it could become, not what you hope for. But accepting means actually accepting. No secret hoping. No waiting for change. Option 3, leave. No explanation needed. No permission required. You don't need a good enough reason. Wanting more is reason enough. Ask yourself this: would I want my best friend in this situation? Would I tell my younger sibling this is what love looks like? Your answer is your answer. Chapter 10. Healing your heart. Recovery from a situationship is its own journey. You're not just healing from heartbreak, you're healing from confusion. First, stop minimizing what happened. It was real. It mattered. It changed you. Your feelings are valid, even if the relationship wasn't. Second, figure out what you were really attached to. Were you in love with them? Or the idea of them? Were you dating a real person or your own projection? Most of us fall for potential, not reality. Third, rebuild your standards from the ground up. Their inability to commit doesn't mean you're not worth committing to. Finally, learn the lesson, not walls, boundaries. I need clarity isn't asking too much. It's asking for the bare minimum of adult relationship. The silver lining? Situationships teach you exactly what you don't want. And that's just as valuable as knowing what you do. You're different now. You've graduated from the school of mixed signals. Your new rules are simple. If they want to see you, they'll make plans. If they want to commit, they'll define things. If they're interested, you won't have to guess. Confusion is not romantic. It's a red flag. When someone says, "Let's see where this goes," here, I don't see this going anywhere. When they say, "I don't like labels," here, I don't want to label this with you. Believe people's hesitation, not your own optimism. You now know the difference between interest and investment, between potential and presence, between hope and reality. These aren't high standards. Even houseplants get more consistent care than you are getting. Your future holds something better. Someone who doesn't make you guess, who doesn't need convincing, who sees you and chooses you completely, clearly, consistently. The truth about situationships, they're not complicated love stories. They're simple avoidance patterns. And you deserve someone's certainty, not their maybe. You always did. Learn something new? Hit that like button, share it with others, tap subscribe, and stick around for more. Got thoughts? I'd love to hear them in the comments.